Hey, so we just received the Verizon Gizmo Watch 3, which is the latest version of this product. This version improves upon the last generation with a speedier processor, a camera for video calls, longer battery life, and Bluetooth. This watch is $149.99. Before I get into the specs of this watch, I want to talk about the marketing around this product. The Verizon Gizmo Watch is designed and marketed for kids aged 3 to 11. When I read that, my stomach dropped. We're telling parents that kids need a device at age 3? No, kids don't need a device at age 3. I'll get into that more a little bit later, but for now, we'll go into the specs. A few specs with the Gizmo Watch. Parents can manage their child's contacts and who they communicate with. The watch is restricted from installing any outside apps. You can see your child's location. You can create location alerts so you know when they cross in and out of specific areas. There's an SOS button on the watch and voice calling. There's actually a front-facing camera on this version that allows your child to take selfies and create video messages. Friends or siblings with Gizmo watches can connect as Gizmo buddies so they can call, video call, or message each other. So if two Gizmo Watch 3s are in the same room, they can find each other's watches via Bluetooth and send requests to their parents to be Gizmo buddies. Parents can manage the watch through the Gizmo Hub app on their phone. So other settings that are available to kids through this watch is a daily step goal, tic-tac-toe, a timed jumping game, and a pattern matching game, the local weather, and they can also choose a digital watch face. So the first question we ask ourselves when we review a kid's safe device is, why do our kids need this device? For many parents, the main response is to track their child's location. But we want to ask you, should we be tracking where our child is at all times? Now, I know there are exceptions to this, and technically a legal guardian can track their child, but multiple surveys and research studies have shown that digital surveillance of children often results in more strained relationships between the parent and the child. Tracking the kid on a device can send the message that the parents do not trust them, and this can trigger animosity from the child, who will likely resent what he sees as constant spying. Tracking may be necessary in some cases. The main reason we hear for giving your child a device that can track them is for after-school activities. This could be a solution if your child is in an activity where they're on their own and you cannot pre-coordinate a pickup time, or there's no other adult there that can get a hold of you. It could be helpful if you're traveling with your child, or if your child is traveling alone, or if you're going to a very congested or busy place like Disneyland. This type of device may also be helpful if your child has proven that they cannot be trusted, or if you feel that they could engage in dangerous or criminal behavior. If you do have a compelling reason for your child to use the Gizmo smartwatch, it's a safer solution than a smartphone. Smartphones expose children to a variety of threats, so this would be a safer option if you need it. Every teenager will eventually need to learn how to use a phone. Their journey could look like giving them a smartwatch, and then eventually graduating to a kid-safe phone like Pinwheel, Trumi, or Bark, who we've reviewed in other videos, and then eventually to a full smartphone when they get closer to adult age and you feel that they are emotionally ready. So a question I always ask myself when I review a product, would I give my kid this product? Would I give my kid this Gizmo watch? I'm not trying to bash Verizon here, but no, my kids have no need for the Gizmo watch. They are 8, 6, and 2. If they are not with me or my husband, they're at school, they're with a family member, or another trusted adult. If they're at an extracurricular activity, that coach or parent has my cell phone number and can get a hold of me if needed. I'll also say that a product like this can be very distracting to a kid. Their attention spans are already super short, and this is just going to bring in another element of distraction. Personally, I used an Apple Watch for a couple years, and it seriously increased my feelings of distraction and my dependence on a device. Don't we want kids to be fully engaged in whatever they're doing at school or at sports or with their friends? Or do we want them to be distracted by a device that can notify them at any time? As always, I may reassess how I feel about this product in the future. My big thing here is I'd like to challenge Verizon to rethink their marketing of the Gizmo Watch product to kids as young as 3. Research has proven that kids this young are hugely hindered by screens and devices. Excessive screen time can cause developmental delays, speech issues, behavioral problems, obesity, irregular sleep, It's a slippery slope with these devices, and once you give them, it's very hard to go back. So our official recommendation for parents is to wait as long as possible to give your kids a device. Please, Verizon, reconsider marketing your product to kids as young as 3 years old. It's unnecessary and dangerous. When your kid is a teenager, you can consider easing them into a phone with teen-safe phones like Pinwheel, TrueMe, or Bark. You can check out our review videos of these products on our channel. Thank you so much for listening to this brief review. I hope I didn't piss off Verizon too much. Stay tuned for more honest reviews of products that are marketed to kids here on Scrolling to Death.